Okay, now we will study some examples for dominant traits in human beings and some recessive traits. Okay, we will keep them, and some dominant traits in pea plant and some other recessive also we will keep them. Okay, for example, in this table, in pea plant, the seed shape, it may be smooth. This is the dominant trait, or the recessive trait, it will be wrinkled. The second trait is the seed color. We studied this color in the previous examples. If it's yellow seed, so it is dominant, while the recessive is the green, the color of pod or the fruit of pea plant. If it's green, it is dominant. If it's yellow, it is the recessive. Okay, and so on. Many مثلا for a position, for example, the position of the flower, number 6. If the flower is axial or at the side of the pea plant, is the dominant trait. If it's terminal or apical, it is the recessive trait. The color of the flower, if it's purple, or in some books it is red. If it is purple, it is dominant trait, while it will be recessive, it is white. Some characters or some hereditary traits in human beings, for example, curly black hair is the dominant trait. Okay, it is a trait expressed by a dominant gene, while straight and light hair color is the recessive trait. Facial dimples. Okay, what is the facial dimples? facial dimples يا ولاد اللي احنا بنقول عليها اللي انتوا بتحبوها قوي، اللي هي الغمازات. اوكي، اللي احنا بنقول عليها الغمازات. اوكي، فالفاشيال dimples, the presence of dimples represented by a dominant gene, so it is dominant trait, while the absence of dimples is a recessive trait. The eyes, the wide eyes is a dominant trait represented by a dominant gene, while the narrow eyes is a recessive trait. Facial freckles برضو اللي انتوا بقيتوا بتحبوه اللي هو النمش. No freckles is the dominant trait, or the absence of freckles is the dominant trait, while the presence of freckles is the recessive trait. The eye color, the black color is the dominant trait, while the colored eyes is the recessive trait. The nose, the shape of the nose, the broad nose, okay, is a dominant trait, while the thin nose is a recessive trait. The lips, the shape of the lips, the broad lips is a dominant trait, while the thin one is a recessive. The tongue, the ability to roll the tongue. I can't make rolling for my tongue. The ability to roll the tongue is a dominant trait, and the recessive trait is the disability to roll the tongue. Most of you can roll the tongue. Okay. The ear loop is the separated part of the ear. Okay, this part. The ear loop, dominant trait is the separated ear loop. It doesn't attach it with the face. Okay, while the recessive trait is the connected ear loop. And finally, the height, the tall is represented by a dominant gene, while shortness represented by a recessive gene. Thank you, my students. Thank you.